Hey guys, Tobin Wagstaff here. I'm going to start a series of training videos using the book Stick Control for the Snare Drummer, written by George Lawrence Stone. And this book is super old. I guess the original copyright was 1935 and then renewed in 1963. And this particular copy of the book I've had since I was a kid. But the way this book is set up, and I'm not going to read everything he has in here, but I'm going to go with presuming that you have this book. And you should definitely have it. But he has a whole bunch of series of different sticking combinations, and the whole purpose of it is to develop stick control. Now, what he advocates here is that you practice these exercises at different tempos, slow tempos and fast tempos, and he specifies that you should play these each 20 times and only 20 times. So we're just going to follow his advice and see if it works out for us. We're going to do 100 beats per minute, then 120 beats per minute, 140 beats per minute, 160 beats per minute, 180 beats per minute, and 200 beats per minute. If you want to go any slower or any faster than that, I will encourage you to do that on your own. If I did that, then I wouldn't be able to get through all this material. And what I really want to do is just kind of introduce it to you drummers and percussionists who maybe haven't had experience with this book, because I think this book's great. So I'm going to make a separate video for each one of these exercises. I am not certain that I'm going to do every single exercise in this book, but I will do a lot of them. And if I can get through all of them, that'd be great. But I'm not going to sweat it if I don't, because it's a lot of material. But at least maybe we can get you introduced to it, and you can have some fun with it on your own and get better and develop stick control and chops and strength and endurance. And that's kind of the point of all this stuff. One thing he does emphasize in here is everything should be played relaxed. So we're going to be using a lot of rebound strokes. You don't want to be rigid. I guess I should address that for a moment. So everything is going to be pretty, what you might call legato strokes or rebound strokes. Now what I'm going to do that might be different than maybe what he's advocating is when I do switch hands, I do play with a downstroke. I feel like that's a great thing to do. A downstroke is when you stop the stick, as opposed to something like this. But to be honest with you, you should be able to do it both ways if you really want to develop stick control. These are upstrokes, and then these are downstrokes. Now, the significance for me for having that downstroke is if that's consistent, then I always have a good starting point and I always know where my playing surface is. So whenever you're in tacit position, and tacit basically means you're not doing anything, you're ready to go right there, calibrated, you know where the drum is. You don't have to touch it before you start playing it. That's something I see a lot of young percussionists do. It's just there because you're used to it. So along the way, as needed, I'll do some talking, but mostly it's going to be playing. So you'll hear a metronome going, and I'll count it off. We'll play it 20 times at a slow tempo, and then stop, and then do the next tempo, all the way up to 200 beats per minute, and then the video will stop. So it'll be kind of bland in a sense, because I'm not sitting here trying to teach you stuff. I'm here trying to coach you and encourage you to play along with the video so that you can get better and benefit on your own. I think it's great. You should challenge yourself maybe once a week or a couple times a week, with this stuff, especially if you've never done anything like it before.